Already on. Ow.
I'm sorry.
You're hurting me.
I said I was sorry.
I don't like that this chair goes back this far, even though I tried to fix it. It doesn't go.
You
It
didn't,
doesn't
you
stay.
didn't push the button enough.
I did. Yeah. It goes back a little bit, but just.
Break away! Scrape away! Scrape away! Just scrape away.
Not
Scrape
that one.
Well, you're just batting 1,000.
The little one, Dingleberry. What's up, Jaton?
Jaton in the house. Whoop, whoop. Jaton in the house. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Need more liquor.
Duck. Duck. Goose.
Why did you just bring attention to your boobs?
Can't really tell they're my boobs. Hello in the bear's den. I mean, because I'm cut off right here, so.
No, you just.
No stings?
I didn't get stung.
Oh, no, he did his first hive check. No stings.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see
What's
that.
up, Geeky Gardens?
Thank you.
We're just gonna jump on real quick and try to get off before Josh gets on. I think Josh is playing music again tonight. So,
What you looking at?
how's this looking? Today was a depressing day, and we'll let everybody get in. And I just wanted to be around some friendly people. Just left Cab 7's live stream. Awesome live stream again, Cab 7. If you're in the house already, you want some breathe?
No, I can smell it
Want
from
some breathe?
over.
Want some breathe? Wow.
If you wanted me to hold your hand, just give me your hand.
I don't want girl cooties.
Ow.
Yeah, come ahead that game. Okay.
Yeah, but that hurts more than the top.
You're gonna be snoring. You're gonna be, you're gonna be like, "Ugh."
You know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna roll over and be like, ugh!
No, you're not, because I'm gonna do it with vice grips from get all that extra padding back there.
Bat wings. Call them bat wings. A bear fight. Butt face. You're not supposed to smack me.
Oh, but you're supposed to pinch me and bruise me.
I didn't bruise you.
It will bruise.
It will not.
Yes, it will. Because when you've been drinking like you have, you don't know how hard you scream.
I haven't been drinking.
You've been drinking?
A soda?
You still drinking?
Whatever. Butt face. I heard skin beaks. I know. Look. See, he left a mark.
Look, we got a new.
Look, you left all.
We have a new person in here.
Are we selling essential oils? Yes, we do sell essential oils.
How do you say that it's all business?
JT is all business. Yeah.
Welcome, my friend. He came from Cab 7's live stream. That we were just talking about. Farm All Fanatic. Hey.
Curie Hyatt. That's
Hello.
a new one. Yeah, I'm here from Cab 7.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, we saw you in there.
Saw you in there.
Now that's true love. He left a mark. Look, there's fingerprints on me. You got me good. That was your response.
Really?
Yeah, there's nothing there.
You're bull.
I'm telling
There
you.
is a welt. I can feel it.
That is your fat globules
I don't
that
have
you had.
fat globules. I had them removed. Thank you very much.
Anyway.
Kitty's got a
poor
migraine.
kitty.
Peppermint.
Kitty.
Chamomile,
No.
lavender.
No, frankincense.
Oregano.
She uses lavender. No, not lavender. Whoa, not lavender.
Why not?
Frankincense, because I think she's. No, that's somebody else that's allergic to lavender. What's her name is?
I don't know.
Mama, our sister. Her sister.
Oh, Julie.
Yeah, Julie. Okay, so what are you doing? What are you doing?
Beans.
Good for your
They're
heart.
good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you.
Yeah.
You too.
Allergies, no hope in sight right now. Are you using lavender and peppermint? You know, lavender is an antihistamine.
We got this from Baker Seeds because we like spended it a shite ton of money. So they decided to send us free carrot seeds.
A bunch.
Now,
Friend's daughter, back when she was young, would chew her dad out for drinking and driving. He was drinking bottled water, but she feared he would be arrested.
That's funny.
That's funny.
Now, trivia question for you, my love.
Okay.
My queen. True or false?
You need to add some lemon in there too. Lemon, lavender, peppermint together is a good combo. Anyway, what now? True or false?
True or false?
Uh-huh.
Carrots will go to seed every year.
False.
I told you this already, didn't
No.
I? Liar. So we're going to do a raised bed.
Right, because you're supposed to mix them together. Lemon, lavender, peppermint together. Sorry, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, really, go ahead.
So we're going to do a raised bed of probably just about all of these guys.
Just the different color carrots?
Yeah, so that way we can just let them sit in there. See, we got 3 packets of this
just that.
the cosmic purple.
Yeah, I thought we had more than that.
And then we got these 2.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to do some raised beds of just those, but we also are going to plant the rest of these for fodder. Not faja, but for fodder.
But not for Mata.
Fodder is for
Just
the
for
animals.
fodder?
I'm not talking to you. See, this is why I jumped on live right here.
Why?
Because I have nobody else to talk to. You always make fun of me. Today was a rough day.
It was. I like the purple dragon carrots.
Mm-hmm.
It's because you like dragons. He does. I like horseradish.
Me
I do
too. We got a big honking horseradish root that we just, when we want some horseradish, we dig it up, take a little bit off, put it back in the ground. And it gets these big honking leaves like it's straight out of the jungle.
Yeah. You said it like it's a bad thing. No, I'm just saying.
I know.
I know he likes dragons.
Okay. So it's been about 7 minutes. And I wanted to share the bad news.
Talk to us, Jay.
I wanted to share the bad news with you guys. In our haste yesterday with the honeybee swarm, we did not do a very good inspection on the bee vac. And because it's been a while since we used it, what would you call it? It's kind of like a control valve that controls the power of the suction. Mm-hmm. And basically what it is the basket sits down in there, and then you've also got the bucket, and then you've got this hole in the side of the bucket that has like a hardware cloth in it. And you control the amount of suction that comes in and out of the bucket. You don't want it closed off because it will suck like a regular shop vac or a vacuum cleaner. You'll get full force. So you kind of want that puppy open so that way
the air can kind of go through.
The air can kind of go through outside, and it lowers the strength of the suction. Mm-hmm. Well, again, it's our own fault. We should have PM'd the gear before the season started, and that is going to be on our list for next year, is to make sure we PM the BVAC before swarming season. Mm-hmm. Well, that little air hole because it had the hardware cloth in it, was clogged full of just dust and muck. And so it was like it was closed. And so when we went to sucking up the bees, they got full force.
Yeah, it was just too strong. So.
And it killed him. Jason, hubby said you have a problem.
Do you have a problem? He'll jump on here if we need. If it was a B question.
Oh, okay. I got you. No, I'm good. And so we messed up. I mean, and it's mostly my fault because that was something that I should have had on the schedule.
And you were so excited it was the last thing on your brain to think about.
Well, I've been anticipating these bees to swarm because I've been wanting them to swarm all season. And when it didn't happen Masters Week, I thought, well, maybe it's because it's a young hive. They're just not going to swarm this year. But it didn't make sense to me. And I thought, well, maybe I got like a virgin queen, or the queen died mid-season last year, and they went ahead and made a new queen from the brood, and she was still doing pretty good. And I'm more mad at myself. I ain't mad at Blaze.
It's not Blaze's.
It's not Blaze's fault.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the one who makes the schedule around here.
Yeah, that was the thing. Is like everybody was so excited to see how excited you were. Yeah. To find that out today was like a kick in the gut for everybody.
Yeah. So it's already marked on the to-do list for next year. We went ahead and put it on the calendar already. And I want everybody to say hello to Mr. Dutchy Dutch and JT is All Business. They came over from the Cab 7 live stream that we were in, and I want you guys to give them a welcome them over here to the Big Bear family, and start chit-chatting with them. We met them this evening, and they came over, and
love for them to stick around.
Yeah, want them to stick around, so y'all don't run them.
Don't run them off.
Don't treat them like real family yet. Treat them like the family that we treat people when we want them to stick around, and then when they get to loving us so much, then you treat them like the normal
Teresa
family.
said, so I have to be on good behavior tonight.
Pretty much, Teresa. What you looking for, baby girl?
Just trying to figure out what squash plants are around.
Okay, so
all of them.
Mimi asked, so bees just swarm once a year? Typically.
Typically, yes. Now, if you've got something that's going on with the hive or something, they may swarm again on you, or they may swarm, but it's not a hive split swarm, it's a abscond swarm, where they're just taking off.
And that's like Geeky Garden said, I lost a swarm last spring after getting them in the box. They decided to leave, and I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what I did wrong.
Now, let me tell you, one of the things that let me get my ninja hat on. One of the things that we learned to help us keep the swarms in the box is, here's a secret, is the frames that you put in. Make sure you pay the extra money and get the frames that have the filling, but it's made from beeswax, not the plastic. Not the plastic.
And I think they're called like wire crimped or something. They have like a wire crimping on them. Go ahead and get the ones that are wire crimped because they'll hold in place better than the just. Some of them you can get where it's just the sheet of beeswax, but you want the ones that are wire crimped. Yeah. And then that way they do pretty well. We don't have any over here anymore, do we?
Hey, Smiley. Do me a favor. Run and go get me one of the beeswax frames out of the box, because we need to pull that box anyway and get them back in a cooler area.
Anyway, so yeah, that's definitely because a lot of people have like the plastic.
Yeah.
And they don't.
And here's another thing that we learned. The frames, get the frames that have the wood, that are made out of wood, not that are solid plastic.
Yeah, don't get the food plastic where it's all one piece.
We tried that because I was getting very frustrated with every time that I would pry on the frames.
The wood would
our bees were working so hard that the honey and stuff was so heavy that it wouldn't move, and it would just
pop the pin, yeah.
Pull it right out. and it got frustrating, so I said, you know what? I'm going to beat these bees. And we spent good money on the the solid plastic one. They never touched them.
Now, Bee Lady had a question. She said, have you ever tried using just a frame with no foundation to get a frame of just comb like a top bar hive?
Yes.
We have. When we used to get them out of people's homes, we used to do that. And the thing that we found is that the comb it was very flimsy.
Well,
a lot of times.
We never robbed from that, because every time that we would do a check and we pull it out,
they would, yeah.
It would be very
flimsy.
Now what we did was, when we were pulling them out of houses and trees and sheds and getting on CNN and all that, what we would do is we would cut the comb and we would cut it to fit the frame, and then I would wrap twine around it and I would crisscross it. Crisscross. What's up, Josh? Chef Drew. And so then that way it couldn't fall out of the frame. Then the bees would go to work connecting that comb
connect it to the frame.
Yeah. And then after 6 months, a year, you wouldn't even see the string anymore. But we would never touch it.
We could never harvest it.
Yeah.
I mean, we weren't going to cut it away anyway and sell for comb, because we just don't. I mean, as cool as it is to get comb in some honey, it just breaks my heart to take all of their hard work and put it in a jar.
See, that's the difference between me and you. It doesn't break my heart, but we are going to invest in some top bar hives, because I think that is just, that concept is absolutely cool, and I want to do it.
Yeah.
And two, I need the wax for my traps.
Yeah. And now Bee Lady said it's smart winding around the frame. We don't think top bars will overwinter well. Maybe up there, because of the way that they're built, with all of the draft being able to come up through there.
I don't know, because if you was to take, now with a top bar hive, you'd have to be kind of slick about it. But with the way the top bar hives are built, you could take a large refrigerator box, and when it comes time for winter, slide that puppy over it, and then take, if you wanted to take regular insulation, put it between the box and the hive. Now I'd put the paper side towards the hive, put the pink side onto the cardboard. You can insulate it like that. I've heard some people doing stuff like that, and I've heard them just taking crumbled up newspaper.
I've heard
putting
that.
Distance between that, so then that way you can basically insulate the hive.
Grandpa's place makes his own top bar hives from stuff sitting around and has them set up for swarms now. Huh. We've had an empty hive, but they of course didn't go.
I would be very interested to sit down with somebody that is like 85 to 90% has a 85 to a 90% success rate with catching swarms into a hive.
Yeah. So JJL asked, have you seen where folks will put jars on the hive to get the bees to build up into the comb? Yes, I've seen that.
Yes, and I think that's cool, but I worry. Now, see that, I think you could pull that off somewhere up there where Bee Lady is up in New York, because they make the things that slide over the hive body where you can put all of your mason jars. Well, they'll go up there and build it. But with us, I'm afraid we just get too stinking hot down here, and I'm afraid if we can't keep the sun off of that,
it'll melt. Yeah,
it'll melt it.
Now, have they ever done where it's just an empty hive body, and then they just put the jars on top? Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you could do that.
You could do that, but again, we get too hot, and I don't see how the bees could keep that stuff
to keep it cool. Yeah, because
there.
that and that makes sense.
Because with our Langston hives,
Langston,
whatever
it is,
they can put bees along the combs, and their whole purpose in life is to flap their wings and be the air conditioning.
Let's see. Insulation is what you call it, a good insulator.
Styrofoam. Yeah, I think you could. Thank you, sir. Now this is the one when you're putting a new swarm in. This would be the one that I would use. This type of.
Man, you can smell it. You can smell the
definitely
beeswax.
See how my frames are wood, but this right here is the
beeswax,
wire.
and that's the wire.
Wire right there. Ooh, good bee. Thanks, dude.
That's not, is it?
Yeah.
An old one then.
Nope, this is what happens. See, this is what, see how she's all a different color?
Oh, that kills me.
Okay. Now, how this came about is when they hit the side of that cage. Remember when I was saying yesterday they're all full of honey, because that's what they use to build onto this, to build their comb.
Looks like a fly. Nope.
And when they hit that side of that thing, they basically exploded. So all of the quote-unquote stuff that was going to be honey that they used to build the comb went all over them. That's why when we opened it up, it looked like they were wet. And they were just covered in the honey. Google's honey swarms. I'll have to look at that. How would you say that? Slovenian?
Slovenian.
Like
Slovenian.
I'll have to look at that. Thank you, Bay Lady. And, well, if she would have stung me now, I just would have scraped away. But, unfortunately, we lost them all. I'm gonna go. See, I knew he was still lurking. I'm gonna go talk to.
You see, he didn't step away from the situation.
Yeah. Stefan and or.
How about Steven?
Steven.
And or Joanna Crenshaw.
Welcome to the show.
That's a new one.
Welcome to the show. But one of the things that I got in store for you guys is I'm going to try to reach out to our local county extension agent and get him here to talk about getting on the list to be able to get wild swarms. Because I'm on like every list he's got when it comes to wild swarms, hogs, beavers, coyotes.
Every list you could think of that's in this county.
In the county, you know.
When in doubt, call Big Bear. You just have his number on speed dial. Somebody's gonna.
So I'm gonna see if he'll sit down with us and come do a show with us, and we'll go from there. How's the pigskin doing? It is soaking. The outer edge is very pliable, but as we move inward, it's still a little bit tough. Not as tough as it was when we first got in there, but she is still soaking. I think they're more excited about it. I am. Yeah. I can't wait to get that pig hide done. I want my woodworking apron. But
have you fixed the bee vacuum?
Yep.
Yes. Yes. You
better believe.
You better believe that if we have another swarm, because we do have one more hive.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to swarm.
You never know.
No, and then I think what happened with them, because we popped the top on them to try to figure out which one swarmed,
it looks like they fought off wax moths.
They just fought off some wax moths because we had some remnants of them in there. And it looks like they handed them their ass.
Good.
So they're rebuilding right now. So if they're going to swarm, they're going to be a late swarm.
Right.
And that's going to be a pain in the buttocks because we're going to have to feed them not out of them.
It's okay. We'll just use fondant.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot easier.
But I think it'll be one of those things where they'll make another queens. They'll re-queen on themselves, but they won't swarm because the numbers aren't big enough.
Right. But now the other thing too is just in case we do hear of a swarm, it's good to have it ready to go.
You know, and here's the thing, y'all. And I don't know. Maybe it's just me. And maybe I'm a little bit of an adrenaline junkie.
Mm-hmm.
But the packaged bees were good.
Yes.
I'm very thankful for
they're the reason
person
why
that
you
helped
have the
us
get
them. And we put them in there, and they were great.
Mm-hmm.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
That's not enough noise. But I love going to get wild swarms.
Yeah. Look, of all of the stuff that we used to do with our
nuisance wildlife.
Yeah, with the business, that was the one that I absolutely loved doing. The only thing I hated was when it was so hot.
Yeah.
Because it is so hot here, and then you add a suit on top of that. It's just crazy. Do you want them to swarm? If not, you can keep taking off the queen cells and keep supers on top to keep it right. We were hoping they would swarm because when we started with 3 hives, and one of the hives absconded. So we were hoping to be able to put a 3rd hive together this year.
Well, I got enough where I could have 4 hives. I got enough hive bodies.
Right, we have 4 bodies.
Hives.
Right.
So I was kind of hoping each one of my hives would swarm, so that way I could catch them, and then double what I have. And
Did you make the pickle I told you about? I'm on the other side of Georgia in a farrier school. Just got out of a tanning school.
Yeah, that's what it's in. It's in a pickling solution.
Yeah.
See, I knew I remembered that name for some reason. But
so I don't know about Bee Lady, but my cousin, they live in Schenectady, which is up by Lake Placid.
They're still getting snow.
And at the beginning of the week, they got like 14, 15 inches of snow. And today she posted a picture. It's been in like the 70s, and so all of that snow is melting, and there's just like water everywhere. So I know it's starting to warm up. She said there's got to be some kind of record for this, because the beginning of the week it's 14, 15 inches of snow.
Very simple. Mother Nature, we all know Mother Nature is bipolar. Well, I think she got on Obamacare, and now her legs are all messed up.
Yeah, still too wet to garden, but the shorts and t-shirt weather. Look, the way that it's been here, with the exception of this morning, the beginning of the week, it was in the 40s in the beginning of the day. So I would leave for work, and I would be in
Penlight.
Long sleeve.
Because one of the calves are out. We need them.
I would be in long sleeve shirts.
Why is it the fence not on?
And then
I don't know.
And then at
we're still trying to figure
lunchtime,
out.
I would come home from work, I'd come home, and I'd leave in a short sleeve t-shirt because it's too hot.
Are either one of you familiar at all with the Microsoft SharePoint? I have no idea what that is. Do you know what that is?
Let me look it up to make sure that it's what I think it is.
So.
No. I know of it, but I'm not familiar with it, no.
So, we wanted to jump on here real quick and share that depressing news. I was going to do a video about it, but we're going to be doing our gardening video tomorrow. I know it was supposed to come out today. I'm sorry. But with all of that, I just kind of
got the air sucked out of you.
That, and I had to go get all the parts for the male Jeep because we did the front brakes and we were like, woohoo! We went and did the route on Tuesday, and then I had to do the route again on Saturday, and Saturday about a quarter of the way through.
He calls me.
And I was like, I was getting it, boy, too.
Hey, Shakar.
And I was hitting the brakes, and I come up on a set of mailboxes, and I hit the brakes, and the pedal went to the floor, and I went right past the mailboxes, and I had to back up. And what happened was the wheel cylinder on the back passenger side blew the side out. So I pulled the drums off and got to looking at it. I mean, the shoes could probably go another 6 months or so, but
No
I got
point.
it off.
You got it off, might as well.
Might as well do it. So
yeah, that was the thing that I loved watching, is that you were so excited that Blaze knew knew exactly what to do.
And he was really down in the dumps yesterday when we opened it up, because we thought the other hive was swarming on us. So we opened it up and all those bees were dead. And I was like, what the crap? Because at first, because they were all soaking wet, at first I was like, did he not look in the bucket? Did the bucket have water? And I thought he drowned them all. So I went over to the bucket, and there was there was moisture and stuff in there, but that could have been from them smacking up against it that way. And we got to looking, and some of them were just cut in half. And
oh well, you both will never make that mistake again, though.
That's true.
I mean, that's the one thing that you can say, is that at least the loss won't go in vain.
Right.
You know. Yeah. They're not, I mean, whenever something like that happens with the bees, it's always, I mean, I'll never forget when we were first here, our hive was doing great. We harvested that next year. We had a great hive. Everything was great. And then one day I was walking back behind where their hive was. And it's really funny when you're so used to walking around where their flight path is, you're always you walk in a certain path, but to avoid their flight path, you have your own walk path. And I was walking my own walk path, and I was like, I don't hear any bees. Like, I don't see any bees. And so I started getting a little closer, and I wasn't seeing anybody dive bombing, and I was like, so I walked up to the hive and put my ear to it, and it was like the quietest. Like when you're listening for the buzz and you hear nothing, that is like the most empty sound, like the emptiest sound you have ever not heard, you know, and then you're like, and then there's part of you like, so maybe I'm not hearing it, you know, and I try to put my ear up against it again, and then I'm like, do I have enough nerve to open up the top of this just in case I just don't hear them? No. Blaze, come open up this thing. And he came and opened it. He's like, they were gone, right? They were just,
nothing left.
Yeah, they were gone. And so that was a huge, like, kick.
That's when I swore we'd never go on vacation again.
But anyway.
But oh well.
So now we're back to bees again. Back to the heartbreak that comes with them, because you're not gonna, like Bee Lady said, there's no one's ever a complete expert. There's always, you know, it's like you always say, I never call myself, you know, an expert, because just when you proclaim that you're an expert, that animal's gonna tell you.
That's what I always say about the nuisance wildlife business. They're like, well, you're the expert, man.
No, don't say that.
Don't call me that, because then as soon as you call me that and I don't correct you, I'll be out on the trap line this year,
and a raccoon
and a coyote will be like, oh, you Mr. Expert, huh? You Mr. Expert.
Have you seen this?
Have you seen this, Mr. Expert? What you gonna do with this?
Yeah.
And he pees all over my trap.
Yep. Yeah,
But
that's one thing.
like I was saying, before I was rudely interrupted.
Oh!
Blaze was down in the dumps until we figured out what it was. And then he was kind of like, well, that sucks. And I was like, yeah, we screwed the pooch. But it is what it is.
Yeah. So, alright, well, it's almost 9. So,
and I was like,
don't blame me, you didn't hear me. What?
I don't know.
Oh, I think she was telling her.
Oh, about being rudely interrupted.
Oh. No, she said, I'm late, it's all Kitty's fault.
Oh.
Or I get a crack and take half a blade out.
Now that was funny. If y'all don't know
JJL Forge.
JJL Forge, y'all need to go on over and sub to him. He's a blacksmith. He's got a very, well, his sense of humor is a lot like mine, which means it's weird.
It's very weird.
And he was making us a knife. We worked out a
Barter.
And he's making us a very, well, it was a very nice knife. And it's got a big elk antler for the handle. Well, he went and heat treated it, and then a crack came down the center of the blade. And so he tried to grind it out. When he finally grinded it out, you had a knife like this big with a handle like that big.
It's like a two-handed shiv.
Yeah. Now, you probably could have cut the snot out of something with all the leverage you would have had with that handle.
Yep.
But
pretty funny.
he's like, he sent me a message. He's like, here's something for you to laugh at while I'm crying.
So we know exactly.
And it kind of got a little bit of a Japanese look to it too, because it had that woogle woogle in it.
The what? Is that a technical term?
Yeah. It says, well, the blade is still 18 inches, but it was only a quarter inch thick.
Or a quarter inch wide.
Same difference.
Yeah. That's funny.
So.
Oh, wow. Blade hit the sake.
Kitty, is Josh going on? Because if he is, we'll dip off. If not, we'll stay on and hang out for a little while. So we finally got the greenhouse empty. Well, it's just about empty. It'll be empty tomorrow.
Okay.
But then we're going to start another round of seeds.
I'm pretty excited about that. It's kind of nice to actually see.
Yeah. Wall.
Excuse me. Well, the bigger thing is we still the squash plants are gonna have squash on them before you get them outside.
Nope, them bad boys. This is what she's talking about, y'all.
Thank you. Whoa, 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 whoa.
We the people in the United States. But you see that top row over there? That zucchini. We may have started that one just a little
Let me
bit early.
give you a little bit of reference. I'm not kidding you. There are flowers on that plant.
Shut up.
I am not kidding. I don't think I can reach all the way over, but like on the ones on that side, there's actually flowers down at the bottom of the base of the plant.
It's not a flower.
Swear to you, look.
Those are just more elite.
No, they're not. I told you it was going to happen. I said they're going to grow stuff before you can put them out. I was just saying.
That's not good, S.A. That's not good at all.
That look said you're right, Robin. Jason, they need dirt and the outside sun, dear.
They got plenty of light.
Oh my God, I'm dying. I kept telling him those things are gonna have squash on them before, or zucchini
Well, it
on
wasn't
them
my fault. Tell Mother Nature.
Tell Ladessa and her, put them plants outside tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah, we.
They should be just like the ones that are in there. Cause see the ones that are in there are all part of the same straight neck.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to get all the straight necks out, and then we'll probably space it to put the zucchini in there, and then we'll put those other
Straight
squashes. No, they're not straight necks. They're the. I don't know what they're called. They're not straight necks. They're the. No, 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 they're not straight necks. They're the. The funky ones that we're trying this year.
The funky one.
Yeah.
Scallop.
Yeah, they look like
Scallop.
look like
Acorn. No.
look like a clamshell kind of.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, Josh is not gonna go on, so we can keep on partying.
I mean, you got freaking.
Okay,
flowers
woman, let it go. Let it go.
on every single plant.
Let it go.
Jason.
Let it go.
Every plant has.
Let it go, or I'm
flowers
gonna
on
start smoking my pipe.
Now, one thing I will say, we have successfully taken a ton of plastic out of the landfill this year. By patty pan squash. That's exactly what they look like. Take care, Yankee Living. Because
Not Yankee.
we used, I mean, when we did our little highlighted thing about doing the self-watering containers, that wasn't just for show. Like, we literally used, I mean, we've got bottles and bottles and bottles.
I think we got like 20 or 30 self-watering container bottles up there.
Which
we also have a secret admirer, and I want to tell you thank you for...
She's not in here.
For
At least I don't think she is.
Seed delivery.
But she sent us a bunch of seeds. She found out that my daughter likes. She found out that my daughter likes sugar snap peas. And we have like 2 half-pound bags of sugar snap peas. So we don't have to worry about sugar snap peas for Ladessa, because that is like her all-time.
We're gonna be.
And you know, that's what I didn't tell you when we went to Tractor Suppliers. She wanted to use some of her money to buy some seeds for her, to have her own little spot, because she wants to be able to grow stuff and be able to pull it right off the vine and eat it. You've told her. Look at this. Jason has told Ladessa that she is not allowed to forage in the garden this year. Because no, and it's legit. Every time we have a garden, she goes in and she goes, like the bush beans. Last year we had like 12 plants, bush bean plants.
And she would eat them and eat them.
I mean,
and
that's all she would
fart. Eat. Oh man, would
all
she fart?
She would eat. And then the dragon tongue too.
Kitty, can you post our email, please?
But she ate, I mean, constantly ate from the garden, and then when we had tomatoes, we had a good solid thing of tomatoes.
But the beans was bad, because she would literally come walking in the room, come around the corner, look at you, lift her leg, and be like, "Rah!" And
too many beans.
Cut a fart that lasted like 2 seconds.
So we told,
like, she would fart so bad you could watch her stomach just go down.
So anyway, we told her she's not allowed to forage, that we have to be able to collect everything, preserve a bunch of it, maybe have a couple, have some fresh meals, but a good portion of it needs to be put away. And so so this would be a good opportunity. Maybe give her some of these and tell her that she can
have to help. She'll have to. What I'll do is have her work with me. We'll build a raised bed, and she can have that.
Yeah. So, and then that way she could take care of them, and then she can eat off of those. My 4-year-old boy twin is like that.
I mean, she just don't even care. She's like, "Morning, Daddy."
She kills.
Eagle Camp Homestead, better than chicken fingers and mac and cheese. Absolutely true.
That's one thing I can't argue. Our girls will go. Now, their weak point is every once in a while we'll let them have a soda. And we've been really bad. We need to get back on water because...
Well, we've been drinking... No.
I've been drinking water all day.
No, stop.
I really have.
Stop talking. You had us drinking soda for one reason.
Oh, to get the bottles. Yeah. Yeah, we had to get the
You
bottles.
got us all addicted on these for the bottle.
Yes.
Now, tell everybody why we had to come up with like 800 of these bottles.
I don't know.
I'm going to bust you right in the forehead.
I don't know. Why? Oh, because I'm air layering this year. I'm going to air layer my muscadine vines this year. And because I want to start a whole nother...
Night dry shaft.
I want to start a whole nother vineyard, kind of, a whole nother line. And we want to replace the ones that we have. But I want to do... and we drove by one today. Have you seen... Has anybody ever seen, I say espalier, but where you take like a tree or a vine and it comes up through the middle, and then you take all of the growth and you send it off into shoots. Now, some people do it on the side of their house.
Oh, like what we seen at the Biltmore with the apple trees
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
on
where
the wall?
Yeah. And so I'll get into what air layering is in just a second. But anyway, so I want to do that with the grapevines.
Where you
I want to
put it?
be able to grow like 3 high and have a good strong vine going
Where are you going to put
each way. I don't know yet. I'm working on that. But okay, so air layering. Air
Why do you
layering.
have me cut off from the screen? You did
I
that on
don't
purpose.
know. I just well, you weren't here to tell
You're
me.
like, it's all about me.
You weren't here to tell me what you were. Why is that? Oh wow, really?
Hi, welcome to science class.
Wait a minute. I was like, why am I getting that reflection? Okay, so, thanks. Okay, so basically what air layering is, it's a way to propagate your grapevines.
Or willow tree.
Okay.
Or a cherry tree.
Anyway, so it's a way to propagate by keeping the instead of taking a clipping, you actually let it grow on the vine. So what happens is you take the vine and you turn the bottle upside down, right? I think that's right. And then you have to thread the vine through the bottom, and then you fill it up with dirt and you let it grow up through the top. And you have to drill. Yes, you do. Okay, you know what?
You drill it in here. You thread it through here. You fill this full of dirt. It gets the roots here. It grows this way. Because back this way is the mother plant.
Right. We're saying the same thing. You take, because you have to drill holes here to hold it up to the plant. The end of the plant that's still growing out, the vine comes out through the bottom.
Right.
You fill this up full of vermiculite and the stuff that you use the seed starter stuff with. And you put all that in there and you attach it to the plant. And you can hold it up, you know, right here. You cut the top off and you let it air out. And then what happens is over time, the stuff that was where the leaves would grow actually grow out roots.
Yes.
And then at the end of the season,
Because you have to strip that.
right, at the end of the season, you clip it from the mother plant, and then you have a plant to start. Correct? Okay. We were saying the same thing. We're
Well,
just,
you said, no, I'm not reading to you.
anyway. Would it work
I love how
for?
you
Would
shook
it
up
work
my
for a
story.
blueberry bush? I
No.
don't think so. I'm telling you, Robin, he would look good with a black eye.
With a blueberry bush, you've got to take a clipping. Take a cutting. Take that cutting, and then you'll put some root starter on the cutting, put it in soil, and keep it wet.
She says you can also wrap a node with wet sphagnum moss. Wrap with saran wrap, because that's not Satan wrap, saran wrap, and tape the ends. I just like the idea. Well, we've done cuttings. Like I've done I loved to teach my girls how to propagate the mint plants.
Yeah, mint.
That was so cool because you just strip off some of the leaves and you literally put it down in water and just let it go. And then what we would do is we used to use glass bottles. So like a beer bottle or whatever, and that would allow, I think we had, like at the time we had a friend who drank Heineken, and so we had a lot of the green bottles, so we would put them in there, and then over time it would grow, you know. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. We're going to we'll do a video on it, and keep in mind this is our first time doing it, so we're by no means doing a how-to video per se. We're just going to document.
We're going to get like 14 comments. You're doing it wrong.
We're going to document the process, and you know, if we see that we've done something wrong later down the road, or somebody, we're always open to somebody legitimately saying, you did that wrong, you need to do this. If you can tell me why you think I did it wrong, and it doesn't include, well, I saw a video that said that this is what you're supposed to do, as long as you do know and you've done it before or whatever, I have no problem taking advice from somebody who knows what they're talking about.
Unless it's me. You don't like taking advice from me.
I take advice from you all the time.
Then you don't ever do it.
Okay. We have several wild grapevines on the property. I think that might be better than trying the cuttings that didn't take.
Yes.
Absolutely, try it. I mean, what would it hurt? What does it hurt? At the end of the day, it's a plastic bottle, a little bit of vermiculite and the peat moss, and you know, and then water it every once in a while. Just check on it, because like with us, we're gonna have to water it occasionally, just a little bit, because it gets so hot here that any bit of moisture is gonna evaporate. So maybe in the evening time, put a little bit of water in it. Yeah, I saw your pictures. She has jalapeno pepper plants in her that have flowers on them.
See?
Jalapenos in the house blooming. That's awesome. I love it. But yeah, definitely, JJL, try it and see.
The bad thing about that zucchini though is we're probably going to have to cut them out.
Pinch them out.
No, cut them out because of the roots.
Oh, the way the roots are. Yeah, I saw that. The roots are like so bad.
So,
I've planted grapes and rhubarb, never took. Did you plant like cuttings or? See, we've been fortunate. The soil around here, what soil we have, is actually
granite.
Very good for the grapes.
Well, here's the thing. This homestead did have chicken houses on it at one time. Mm-hmm. And to be honest with you, the chicken house was pretty much sitting right where those grapevines were. But they got rid of the chicken houses. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how long after that they planted the grapes. And I know for at least for the last, we've been here, what, 4 years, 5 years?
Almost 5 years.
Almost 5 years, no chemicals have been sprayed on this homestead. I'm pretty sure that the 2 years that the other family that was here, no chemicals.
Oh no, they didn't either.
No chemicals got sprayed.
So at least almost 7 years.
So we're at almost 7 years chemical free on here. You only need to be 5 for most of the stuff to be out of the soil so you could become certified organic.
But even then, I don't think the chicken houses, I think we're back in like the 70s or 80s.
Yeah.
So thank you, Sybil.
It is, I don't even know where I was going with that.
Organic. About the fact that they haven't been, that the soil is good because of the buildup probably over time of the
When we first got here about 4 years ago,
it'll be 5 in October.
There were spots that Blaze used to make jokes about who's throwing out the granite seeds. Quit throwing out the granite seeds. Mm-hmm. Because you would just see chunks of granite coming out of the ground. Well, through our intense grazing,
Mm-hmm.
spreading out a lot of compost,
Lots. And
wood chips,
Wood chips.
and other types of mulch.
Mm-hmm. Just more green grass, cut grass and put it on there. Just
We probably now have a 6 to an 8-inch layer of topsoil,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
especially where our garden is going to be. Because the very first year,
Oh,
the guy that lived here before us had his pigs there.
yeah,
Well, we put our pigs there
yeah.
because we had
Biggest
bigger
mistake.
pigs.
Biggest
And
mistake.
They rooted it up even more. So we pulled them off, and then we started mulching.
Amending. Mm-hmm.
We started tossing down compost.
Yeah.
Basically, we were just feeding the grass.
Mm-hmm.
The grass would come in, we would till it in the following spring, top dress it again, try putting some stuff out for a garden. The gardens were failing miserably. We weren't really getting enough sun, but we knew that. We were still repairing the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And so this...
Because that first year after the pigs, we had a lot of rain followed by that drought.
Mhm.
That was the year that it rained like crazy in April, and then there was no rain for the rest of the year. And that was one thing, I didn't get a chance to show you this. We just got home before Jason went on, but they're already starting. It is the second day of May, and everybody around here has already had their first cutting of hay.
Good, because we're going to start buying it up.
And that wasn't normal 4 years ago, or 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, 2 seasons ago. We had such a horrible drought that all of the farmers said, not going to happen to me again, because they were having to go south.
No, they had to go, some were going up to
South
Ohio.
and north, yeah. They weren't able to get it around here. And the hay bales that are normally going for $30 a bale were going for $80. I mean, it was that bad here. So after that year, you watched everybody build extra hay barns, and now they have like a year's worth of hay stocked, ready to go. And they start cutting first week in May. It's ready to go. Everybody's cutting, and all of the wheatgrass, all the wheat is already up. And so it won't be long before they start cutting that down for wheat straw and stuff. So anyway, it's just crazy to me. So early. It used to be the end of May before we would have end of May, first week in June. And now here we are a full month ahead of schedule, and they've already got bales cut, ready to go. So, you ready? Well, at night. I'm tired. It's 9:20. My parents gave away 12 acres of hay to the guy just for cutting the field. Yeah, a lot of places around here, if you can find the right person, they'll cut your field for half your hay.
That's what we want to try to find.
Our problem is that our pasture kind of does this hilly thing, and so a lot of people aren't too keen on walking around like We have them come on the front porch every morning looking for the feed bucket or for the slop bucket every morning. Because if it's not good for the compost, it goes in the bucket, and they're always coming to check it out, see what else is in there.
Alright guys, well we're going to jump off. We just figured we'd come on real quick and give everybody an update on the bees. And sorry. I know you guys are probably just as disappointed as we are, because that was going to be some great follow-up videos, especially for you guys that are thinking about getting into beekeeping. And so, my apologies. I'm the one who messed up. And
Thank you, Teresa.
it is what it is. We have to keep moving forward. So.
Just like Toyota, moving forward.
be looking for the gardening video coming out tomorrow. And, yep. Just scrape away.
Scrape away. Start again.
Alright, guys. Well, remember, be kind to one another. You don't know what that person could be going through. They may have just lost a hive of bees because they were stupid. C. Dean in the house.
Man, you missed us, C. Dean. Look at what we got in the mail.
See, I wasn't going to announce that it was her.
Oh, I'm sure she doesn't mind.
Okay, she minded.
Huh? Oh, no, I think she... Ladessa's going to be excited.
Well, this is writing a thank you letter.
Yes.
And, so, be kind to one another. Love on one another. Your homework. Say hello to a stranger.
Like that one right there that just showed up.
What? Is that Amy? I don't know.
She's awfully short.
Hey, Amy, stand up so we can see you. You know, they were on vacation down there with Nunda and them. And I was told that they were eating crawfish. Okay? But because Amy's so tiny, she thought she was eating lobster. So Mark was like telling her he got her lobster and it was just crunchy. Amy's so tiny.
Shut your mouth. Well, anyway, as you were saying.
You guys, we're gonna get off.
Here comes the cavalry. I just shot water out my nose.
Well, you can move your nose like...
You can do it like a sprinkler system, okay?
Yeah. You can be your own little bigot spigot. Well, that's what it's called.
No, it's not. Maybe at the Masters it might be, but...
That's what I learned.
Oh, you really want to go to bed so soon? Rum burns world. Oh, ow. Yowza. At least it wasn't chicken soup. Oof.
At least you're not a snowflake and it wasn't a condom.
Oh, that's horrible. You're not ready to leave yet, are you? We've been on for an hour. We dined on seafood and Bloody Marys tonight, and then she blows a kiss.
Oh, so they're lit.
Mm-hmm.
Seafood, yep. She probably got a little shrimp, and Mark was like, "This is what they call tiger
prawns. Those are tiger prawns."
Those are tiger prawns. She did.
You know, I love Amy. I can't tell you how many times I scroll through my Facebook during a day, and I see references for short people and stuff, and I want to tag her so bad, and then I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. I never do, and there's so many times where I'm like, I'm waiting to see that it was shared by somebody else, that they tagged her in it, and they didn't, and I'm like, man! But I
all you got to do is go send it to Tim Beverly in a private message, and then he'll do it.
Right?
You know, he don't care, he'll do it.
No, I'm not short, but what I'm saying is I want to share them with Amy and make fun of Amy, but that's not nice. So, I don't do that. That's not very nice. So, but they do go running through. Yeah, see, at least I think of you. I'm just not going to rub it in your face.
Oh, I'll tell you exactly why I don't never tag her in any of the short jokes.
Why?
Because I'm afraid of getting fired.
Uh-oh. Here it comes.
I'm afraid of getting fired. Here it comes.
Uh-oh.
All the seafood pictures.
Oh, oysters.
Is Mark wearing an American flag dress?
And it's a towel. They got sunburned. They were out in the sun all day.
Awesome. That's because they up in the mountains of Virginia. They just white folk. That's all.
No, they're not. Oh, normally, yes.
No, yeah.
Yeah, they're in they're
y'all
at
suck.
Cape Hatteras right now. Yep. So.
See, they come in the live stream, they see this live, and they go, oh, Jason's live. Send him the picture. Send him the picture. Watch his face turn inside out because he's going to get all jealous. You know what? Don't bother me. I hope y'all get food poisoning or something. I hope y'all get the squirts.
Look, with Bloody Marys, I just...
See, that's the one Amy thought was a lobster. See, Amy thought this was a lobster. She thought that one was the lobster. That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's just what I'm told. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm saying that's what I was told.
Okay. One more thing before we close.
But they're eating oysters, so how much you want to bet that come the conference, somebody going to have a bun in the oven?
I sure hope not. Oh, they're going to charter boat fishing tomorrow. That'll be fun.
Okay, somebody tie Amy to the boat so that way she don't bounce over.
Make sure she's not the bait. No, I was looking at my calendar. You realize we're only 5 months away from the conference now?
Yep. 5
months. It's gonna fly. If you haven't got your tickets yet, you might want to consider getting them because...
And you need to sign up for either...
You're partial.
Josh's class.
Or my class.
Or my class.
I'm not going. I'm terrified of water. Oh,
then why are you at the beach? See, now I know why you didn't invite us to come with you. Because you know I'd have picked you up and tossed you in the ocean. It's terrified of water. Come on. I wouldn't have done that to her.
Which one is Josh's class? That's
blacksmithing class.
Blacksmithing.
Which? Breakaway, I dare you to sign up for his class and don't sign up for mine.
Beach is different than a boat. Yeah, I don't like the rabbit one. Looks interesting. See, but we...
Okay. Loyalty, man, loyalty. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but he might not want to learn how to trap.
You need to learn how to trap. I seen some of his homestead.
This is true.
He needs to know how to trap.
Beach is different than floating 5 miles offshore. So that's what she's terrified of. It's not water. It's...
She's afraid.
Stop!
She's afraid.
Short jokes.
She's afraid if she goes overboard, the fish is gonna be like, "Oh look, prawn, plankton." Nom 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 nom.
No, I was thinking more of the fact of the water being up over her head.
Well, 5 miles offshore, it's over. That's over everybody's head. That's not a good joke.
Not many seats left for the rabbit one. Yeah, everybody's jumping on the rabbit one. Which, I mean, we've done rabbits, so, but I can see that being one that people might.
Well, rabbit is a good preparedness meat thing for urban folks and stuff. But same aspect, trapping.
Oh, you're so funny.
Trapping can bring you food too.
Well,
it also protects
and not just that, it protects your homestead. That's the thing that
I'm giving you traps, man.
Very true.
No, but if y'all come to the conference and you don't sign up for the class, you at least got to come by and see Josh and I. We are going to be side by side.
Amy, what were you thinking?
We're going to be singing that song too. Side by side.
Adios, amigos.
Night, Amy. Love you, Amy. Shorty.
How's the heart go? I can't even make it. Like, I can't. Like, I'm just not good at something. Maybe you can do a sideshow on your traps and trapping them. That's funny. I don't know, Teresa. With you as bait, she is a firecracker. Firecracker.
Night, Bon Terre, homestead.
Good night, volunteer.
Nunda.
And Amy.
I remember when I first met them.
Yeah, I would kill them. See?
Remember when we first met them? Was it Ladessa or Carol thought it was so cool that her name
None
was
to your business.
Because they walk around, "Yeah, none to your business."
That was their favorite thing to say. It's none to your business.
Yeah.
Just like, I cringe every time we call Palmetto Paratrooper Pooper Scooper, because we don't call him Palmetto. Like, I have to remind myself what his real channel name is, because we call him Pooper Scooper around here. He come in, he's all Billy badass, like walking in, and he's, I'm a paratrooper.
Well, that's not his real name.
I know. And he Billy badass comes walking in, and the girls are like, "Look, it's Pooper Scooper." And I was like, "Oh my God, no. No, Billy badass. I have to be a firecracker. I'm too short not to be." That's true. The man can kill with paper. See, those people that didn't ever watch any of the shows way back when, there was a channel they used to do, they would have different things that they would, what can you do with this? And you had to think outside the box. And the running joke was every time that Palmetto would come into the chat, he would always say a way to kill somebody with it. Always. Like, that was the joke. So he could always, anything that they had, he always came up with a way to kill somebody or do bodily harm. So, Jason, did you see the video I sent you?
No.
What video was it?
I didn't see it.
Oh.
How am I going to answer that?
Well, I meant, like, do you not even see, like, where he
No,
sent
I didn't get a notification they sent me anything.
It wasn't the one with the violin player, was it?
That's probably why I didn't see it, because she seen it first.
No, on your notifications, because it came up on mine, too.
It's on Messenger. All right,
it's on Messenger. No.
I'll look. All right, guys. So we're out of here again.
For real. This time.
For real this time. You guys remember to be kind to one another. Say hello to a stranger. Tell them good day. Just say them good day, sir. Or just good day. When he tries to talk to you, you can say, "I said good day!" And keep on walking. I said good day. Reuse, repurpose, recycle. Keep stuff out of the landfill. Give our wildlife a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Do your best to live a more sustainable life. You'll be happy for it. Keep working towards the freedom. Keep checking out for your daily motivational quote in the Big Bear Homestead group. We've been getting a lot of positive feedback from that, and I'm glad it's helping y'all out. And we will see you on the flip side.
Bye, y'all. Have a good evening.
Stay dirt side up, y'all. Love you.
Good night.
Bye.